Hey guys, Jeb Brooks, greenergrass.com. I am in Nairobi airport. I have been here for the last several days, and today I'm traveling with Swiss. My first time on that airline, on A330 that flies from here in Nairobi onto Dar es Salaam and then to Zurich. So join me on this service. It's going to be pretty nice. A business class experience. First time for me on Swiss. Should be a good time. Let's get this party started. Here we go.
As a member of the Star Alliance, Swiss uses the Turkish lounge in Nairobi. Unfortunately, when we arrived, it was a little bit messy. But who cares about the mess inside when you've got views of the African sky?
We're boarding now, and that was really kind of unpleasant, to be honest with you. Kind of a weird experience. I'll tell you about it later.
You see, I was randomly selected for extra security screening. No big deal, right? Well, the security officer asked for my email address so I could help him come to the United States. Didn't seem very professional. Anyway, this is the famous Swiss throne, which is, as far as I'm concerned, a first-class seat in a business-class cabin. No throne for me. Instead, my seat 11B, which I found to be very roomy for this flight that would be an hour to Dar es Salaam, some time on the ground, more about that in a few minutes, and about 8.5 hours back to Zurich. There's plenty of space and lots of storage. We'll have time to explore it. Let's take a look. Now, the seat adjustments are right here where you'd expect them to be, and were plentiful. Unfortunately, the seat was not quite as comfortable as I would have liked. The aesthetic of the cabin, however, was great. There's a spot here for an international plug and the headphones. Also down here is a USB jack and another audio-visual plug. Again, the aesthetic of this cabin is spectacular. It's pretty empty for this leg to Dar es Salaam.
The seatbelt sign is on. The use of the lavatory is not permitted.
After a quick turnaround, we were off to Dar es Salaam. The crew from Zurich carried on to that last destination in Africa, and we got a new crew when we got to Tanzania. In flight for this hour leg, we got a freshly made sandwich that may have been fresh at one point. Anyway, we were also given an amenities kit which had everything you'd expect for a flight like this. And that leg went quickly. Before we knew it, we were on the ground in Tanzania.
So I thought, you know, as I said, let's get this party started, but this layover in Dar es Salaam is, well, fairly boring. So not really a party to be had right now. Maybe later.
The A side of the airplane is either a 1 or 2 configuration, depending on where the throne is. The middle 2 and the right side, the K seats, are 1. There's also a mini cabin ahead of where I am. That would have been better, but it was booked up. And if you've got a coat, Swiss has you covered, between the hook and the hanger. Unfortunately, though, the in-flight entertainment doesn't seem to work on the ground.
Party update. Nothing, and I mean nothing, has happened.
Wait, I was wrong. Cleaning has begun. Now, all aspects of commercial aviation fascinate me, even the cleaning, so it was great fun to get to see this happen. For example, if you've ever wondered if the antimacassars are cleaned between flights, the answer is yes, they are. They're changed. Also, as you'd expect, overhead bins are open, and there's a security sweep to make sure everybody's bags are claimed.
Breaking news, the seat does recline while we're on the ground waiting for these other passengers to join. Now, I should say it's been about, I don't know, 30 minutes. I think it's going to be another 30 or 40 minutes. This is, I'll let you know specifics, you know, and later on. I'm just in the middle of this party of sitting here waiting. It's not a great party, gotta tell you.
No party's complete without a vacuum cleaner.
All right, we've just gotten back to party time because the entertainment has just reset, so I can go back to the movie that I was just watching, which I'm going to do right now. Here goes. New partygoers. This is getting exciting. Boarding has begun, in other words. I guess is what I'm saying. And boarding is complete, so the party has officially started.
One of the nicest things about Swiss is they allow you to pre-order breakfast. Unfortunately, they didn't get my order right. See if you can spot how in a few minutes. Now, next up was a hot towel, but not for the reason you'd think. You see, the Swiss government requires all airplanes arriving from intertropical Africa to be sprayed down for insects, so the hot towel was to cover my face. this noise was, well, new and a little bit concerning, but the flight attendant said it wasn't a problem, so that was that. Now, this came after another delay of about an hour because of a broken cargo door. Oh well, thankfully we did get a safe takeoff, and now let's explore the Swiss style of service. If you've been watching this channel for any period of time, you'll know I'm a stickler for good noise-canceling headphones, and these weren't. They were chintzy, almost cheap, very un-Swiss. Which is very different from the in-flight entertainment, which is controlled by that remote control and provides an excellent array of choice. Very easy to use, intuitive. I really enjoyed this in-flight entertainment system from Swiss. Shortly after takeoff, the new crew began a drink service, which was followed by appetizers. Now, this was very good. I really enjoyed the ham and fruit compote. For the main course, I chose the fish. It was red snapper, and how about this? It was dense and fish-forward. Put it this way, I'm not likely to order fish on another Swiss flight. The dessert was good. It was time for sleep, and though the picture here is horrible, I really don't recommend the aisle. And the reason is you're really exposed. I'll show it to you when the sun rises and you can really see it, but you are truly exposed to the aisle in this seat.
All right, I'm just up after the party. I'm kidding about that. Look, if the A350 was the best sleep I've ever had on a plane, this was the worst. It's amazing what 20 numbers can do. This is just more later.
It really was not great sleep. Now, of course, it offers a live flat bed, which is, as I said earlier, aesthetically very pleasing. However, it's narrow at the bottom, and that exposure really is kind of annoying in the evening. The crew woke us up by opening all of the vacant windows and allowing us to see the beautiful European sunrise. They provided breakfast, which, as I mentioned earlier, wasn't exactly what I ordered, but pretty close, and certainly hit the spot. I was looking forward to the Swiss Lounge, which we visited on arrival. Here's a trick to avoid exploding yogurt you might want to try on your next trip. When it comes to the passenger experience on a flight like this, there are 4 areas that I think are important. First, the seat. Well, it was awkward and cramped on this flight. The in-flight entertainment, however, was great. The food, I'm sorry to say, was just terrible. And the cabin crew, well, they weren't very professional. For example, during dinner service, they stopped what they were doing in the middle of serving because we were flying over Kilimanjaro and they wanted to look at it. They stayed lingering at those windows a little longer than necessary. Now, it sounds like a little thing, but this was a late-night flight. Everybody was ready to get to bed, and their sightseeing delayed the process. Now, leave me a comment. Let me know. Should I give Swiss another chance?
If you like this video, click the thumbs up button. If you didn't, click the thumbs down button. Twice. I'm only kidding. Hey, seriously, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about Swiss. That was a different experience for me. I'd love to hear your feedback about it. More than anything, if you haven't already, I hope you'll click that red subscribe button, because if you do, you'll be among the very first to know when I publish a new video about a trip somewhere in the world. I look forward to sharing tons of them with you between now and then. See you in the sky.
Meine Damen und Herren, bitte bleiben Sie so lange angeschnallt sitzen, bis wir unseren Startplatz erreicht haben.